Today is the day of the rising of Jesus Christ, so I thought this is a good day to talk about faith and religions. I've been ashamed of admitting that I believe in God, and that is why I haven't told too many people about my faith. I think my childhood influenced a bit to my faith. When I was in a church kindergarten, my family was not so into religion, but my grandfather was a priest, and somehow religions were a bit weird for me, so I never kind of felt that religions were my thing, but somehow I have always believed in God, and I have prayed all my life. Not so often, but sometimes. And for me, the religion was, I think, the weird thing of religion was that there was so many things that were conditional. So you had to kind of do some things to be loved by God or something, and that is really weird for my view, and I don't understand because that sounds to me that it's like a God would be conditional God, and I don't believe in that. I believe in unconditional love for God, from God, and the only thing that now I have realized how to kind of listen to God. When I was having a really emotional problem, I was filled with negativity, and all the suffering in the world was too much for me to handle. I think everything was so dark, and it was too much for me to handle, and I went to kind of a state that I was in having a total emotional pain, and I think I was a couple of days, maybe 3 days, that I didn't sleep, and I was just thinking that why is it that God would allow so much suffering in our world? And then I had a kind of it was maybe an intuition or inner voice saying that people have lost their ability to listen to God. And I didn't understand what that meant in that situation. But now I think that I understand. After the awakening, in my view, my mind went to the higher state, and from that higher state I can be in a state that I can be constantly guided by my intuition. And I believe that intuition is the voice of God. So that is the only thing that I believe in this moment, is that I believe that in my higher self voice, what I can observe, is the voice of God. So that is why I think it's really important to improve people's mental capacity or mental skills so they can get to the higher self. But you don't have to believe in God to get to the higher self. It doesn't matter. So this is nothing to do with my views of human behavior or anything. So it doesn't matter what's behind the intuition. To me, that is the voice of God. But I think anybody can get to the touch of that voice, and you have to just learn your way to that. And you can do that in different way. You can do that by religious way, or just find your own way, like I did. But I think you can't you can't do it intentionally. You can't just practice mindfulness or something and become your higher self. It doesn't work that way. You can just improve your mental skills, so in a way that when some happenings will transform you to that higher self, so you be ready when something unfortunately, I think that has to be something bad happening that will transform you to the higher self. And when that happens, you need to let go of your reality, your past reality, and your beliefs. Because the beliefs are attachments in your reality, and those attachments has they're kind of an image that different kind of experiences has kind of a drought in your mind. So that is why I don't believe in anything at the moment, except that I believe that intuition is the voice of God. And that is really liberating, to be guided always in that way, so I can just let go and live my life for listening to my intuition. And I don't know where does it lead to, and I don't need to know. But that is just my view and my decision what I'm going to do with my life. So I'm not saying that everyone else should do the same. It's just my decision. And I'm going to talk about this more in the more coming videos. So this is just a first introduction of this, but hopefully it will give you some thoughts of how you can improve your way of finding your true self and be guided in a good way in your life.